Welcome to the Laverne Church of the Brethren. Our congregation strives to embody the work and care of Jesus by being a presence of healing, joy, and service within our community and beyond. My name is Carol Wise, and I am an interim pastor. It is my delight to welcome you. As I noted last week, we are in the process of experimenting to find a presence online that feels both meaningful, manageable, and respectful to people who are engaged in person, as well as those who are online. We ask your presence and feedback as we work at this. This week, Corlan Harrison brings our message. Corlan has worked hard over many, many years to establish a far-reaching and important kitchen ministry on behalf of our congregation. With numerous volunteers, she helps to ensure that hundreds and hundreds of meals are produced each month to provide for those who are without housing or those in need of food. In addition, Corlan helps to teach children and all of us the importance of good food and the value of shared meals as a powerful source of human connection and love. Corlan herself is a force of energy, service, and care, and we anticipate her message, Setting the Table. And now I invite you to breathe in the goodness of God as we prepare for this message.
I will Thank you for having me today. Talk about one of my favorite things, setting the table. Staff meeting a while ago, I was telling a story about my grandma, Gladys Ortmeyer. She was a preacher's wife in Montana, and she used to feed travelers that came through town. Now, during the Great Depression, they were referred to as tramps or hobos. Well, my grandma would figure out a simple chore that could be done, maybe chop wood or help in the garden, and then she'd share a hot meal on the front porch. Now, as I was telling my story, and when I finished, Tom Hostetler shared his grandma Cecil did something very similar, well, exactly the same, really, during the Depression. But his grandma Cecil would set the table on the back porch for anybody that needed a meal. And even telling you right now, it gets me, goes right to my heart. And it got me to thinking, setting the table. What's it really mean? Why do we do it? What is it? Growing up, I had the responsibility of setting the table often, the dinner table. I did okay. But Thanksgiving Day, wow, it was special. This is the day that I got to climb up on the countertop, reach into the highest cupboard in our kitchen, and pull down my mother's prized china. You know that cupboard where you keep everything that you only bring out once a year for that very special time? Well, this was that time, and that was my job. So I'd wash it, and I'd dry it, and I'd prepare it so that I could set the table with my mom. Now, my mom would have ironed her favorite linen tablecloth and the napkins that match, and then we would start the process. This beautiful process. We would have expanded our table to include more people, and we would start to set the table, the plates, the matching pink stemware, the linen napkins, and the perfectly washed and dried silverware, cups, and of course my mom would always have a beautiful bouquet of flowers in the center. Now, it was always finished, our place settings were always finished with a personalized place card with everybody's name on it. This, to me, was a table full of welcome. To this day, my favorite thing about Thanksgiving isn't the food, although it can be good. It's the table. It's setting the table, and every year I set my Thanksgiving table in hopes that it's a welcoming place. Our table at our house, the Harrison House, it's not a very big deal. It's not expensive. It's not even very fancy. But I'll tell you what, it represents comfort, love, support, welcome. It's a place that my family gathers, and it's surrounded by pictures of families, of our families and our friends. That table is where we've had every major discussion and some arguments, very few. It's where we celebrate birthdays. It's where we play games. It's where we expand it and invite friends to come eat spaghetti dinner and then decorate Christmas cookies. It's that table. Raina, our daughter, recently told us, you know, that place, our table, has always been a safe place for me. It's where I've been able to tell you things that are tough. It's also where I've surprised you with some really great joys. Those are my favorite moments. I set that table, our table, with gratitude because I've been blessed with such a wonderful family. Sadly, some tables are a place where anger, disrespect, fear tarnish what should be a place of welcome, respect, and loving traditions. The earliest mention of setting the table appears in Exodus and the writings of Homer, so 500 BC. So it's not a modern concept. However, not everyone was welcome at those tables. This brings me to you, this congregation, and how we set our tables, even these old wooden ones, at a time of distrust. We set our tables with welcome, and we served peace pancakes right out here in our neighborhood. During our love feasts, we dress our tables in tradition and simplicity to celebrate our faith. When we serve our unhoused neighbors, our meals are created to nourish, bring joy, show respect. Our youth scoop ice cream to remind us of the fragility of a young life. These are the ways that we set our table, our beautiful, inclusive, tie-dye covered table. Thank you, Sarah, for that. Last week, we had our annual Welcome Back brunch, and it was fun. After everybody was served, had a plate, and they sat down at the tables, I took a minute to walk out of the kitchen and just observe and listen. It was such a joy for me because tables were full of smiling faces, and some tables were deep in conversation. There were some tables with young families, and kids had their plate piled high with pancakes drenched in syrup, with whipped cream, lots of whipped cream, and covered in chocolate chips. Parents, my apologies. Kids, you're welcome. Oh boy. With welcome, joy, respect, tradition, family, faith, love. This is how we set our tables. Some of you may know that I'm retiring this December. And I'll be leaving my position as kitchen coordinator, your kitchen coordinator. And right now, I'd like to set this table out of gratitude to you. I have a table runner. My table runner was made by Opal Wilkinson. Opal knew that my mother had passed away while I was pregnant with my daughter. Opal stepped in and assigned herself as surrogate grandmother to my daughter. This is a Fiesta-ware plate. It was part of my grandmother's collection. She served many, many meals to parishioners, strangers, family. She acquired this plate because when my father got his first teaching job, he sent her a set of plates in gratitude for the meals that she had prepared. She's one of the reasons I accepted this position as kitchen coordinator and have used many of her recipes here. This napkin is one of the hundreds made by the women of this congregation. They were made because using too many paper napkins wasn't being a good steward of our earth. And I'm grateful. The silverware we've all seen, right? Think of the number of meals that this silverware has served. Both for friends and family and church members. This silverware has served all of us well. Lastly, the chalice represents our tradition of taking communion. Please accept this table setting of gratitude. It has been my privilege and my great pleasure to have set many tables with and for you. Thanks.
creed and the color and the name.